The first thing to consider when employing young people is their age. Children under the age of 13 are not allowed to work except in certain circumstances. However, there are a number of restrictions for all individuals under the age of 18. It is essential to check the ages of those applying for work to ensure they fall within these guidelines. One of the main concerns for employers when it comes to employing young people is their pay rate. The minimum wage only applies to individuals aged 16 and over. This means that employers can decide on an appropriate pay rate for those under the age of 16. However, it is crucial to keep in mind that setting a pay rate too low may result in losing the worker to another employer. It is always best to offer a fair and competitive wage to attract and retain young workers. When it comes to the types of work that young people can do, there are certain restrictions in place to protect their health, safety, and development. Children under the age of 13 are not allowed to work, except in certain circumstances, such as television, theater, or modeling. Children aged 13 to 14 can only work in certain types of light work, such as delivering newspapers or working in a restaurant or cafe, but not in the kitchen. Children aged 15 to 16 can work in a broader range of jobs, but are still not allowed to work in industries such as manufacturing, construction, or transportation. For young workers aged 16 to 18, there are fewer restrictions on the types of work they can do. They are allowed to work in most industries, but there are still some limitations in place. For example, they cannot work in certain types of gambling or in jobs that involve working with hazardous substances. Employers need to check the specific restrictions for each age group before employing young people. In addition to age restrictions and types of work allowed, there are also limitations on the number of hours young workers can work. During term time, children aged 13 to 14 can work a maximum of 12 hours per week, with a maximum of 2 hours per day on school days. Children aged 15 to 16 can work a maximum of 35 hours per week, with a maximum of 8 hours per day on school days. Young workers aged 16 to 18 can work a maximum of 40 hours per week, with a maximum of 8 hours per day on school days. Employers need to adhere to these restrictions to ensure the health and well-being of young workers. Employing young people can be a great opportunity for both employers and young workers. However, follow the rules and regulations surrounding their employment to ensure a safe and legal working environment. From age restrictions to types of work allowed and limitations on working hours, employers must carefully consider all aspects before employing young people. By following these guidelines, businesses can provide valuable work experience to young individuals while also complying with the law. If anything I've written in this blog post resonates with you and you'd like to discover more about employing young people, do give me a call on 01-908-77432 and let's see how I can help you.